What kind of lucky item is that? Last year, a man held up a bank with a bucket on his head. If he would have done it today, he might not have been caught.
Welcome back, everyone, to Let's Play Deadly Premonition. Last time, we redid the wood path, we got some trading cards, and did some side quests. So today, we're continuing on, driving around Greenvale in the rain. We really haven't had the opportunity to explore Greenvale while it's been raining. Usually it's been a clear day, and usually when it's been raining, we've been stuck in the car with Emily and George. We haven't really been able to strike out on our own while it rains. However, it doesn't seem like there's really much to do when it rains in Greenvale, because the whole town shuts down. All the stores close. However, this being the case, then it could be a good opportunity to visit some people at home that we normally would not. For example, here's the Ingram house. Keith and Lily are at home. Usually we only see them at the milk barn. The twins are home, and it looks like Forrest, Kaysen, and Willie have come to pay them a visit. So this could be interesting. Let's see why Mr. Kaysen has visited the Ingrams. Here's his car right here. Now we know Willie took those bones. And York did say he wanted to search Willie's house, so here's a good opportunity.
Zach, I'm glad I don't need a warrant to search a doghouse. Looks like we've picked up a little bonus, too. We'll have to give Willie something to make up for this another time.
Alright, Willie had a large first aid kit in his doghouse for some reason. I guess Kaysen didn't notice that. So that side quest looks like it's completed, but maybe we should still be careful with bones around Willie. Because he is a dog, he does like bones, but let's see what's going on in the Ingram household. See, the way that side quest works is, speaking of side quests...
We saw someone. We really did.
Isaac? Isaiah? What exactly did you see?
Someone in the forest.
Standing under Anna's tree.
Not a goddess.
A little different.
A ghost?
Yeah, maybe it was a ghost.
Ghost? What makes you think that?
We found this on the ground there.
Would a ghost drop this?
Let me see. It's blurry and out of focus. I can make out two people, but not their faces. So that's why they think it was a ghost. But then who was under Anna's tree?
So it looks like the twins were walking by Anna's tree again for some reason. Don't know why they'd be there, but they found this photograph there. Someone must have dropped it after we investigated, because surely we would not have missed that when we were there. So someone else has been there. Let's have a look at it. Yes, it's so out of focus that no one could tell who is in this photo. Huh. Seems like the kids like Kaysen.
Hey, York.
Yeah, okay, sure. I mean, he was standing right here. I think he heard it.
Hey, York.
He does. I don't think they're appropriate for children, though.
Hey, bro.
I like that he stood up just to do that.
Hey, bro.
Sure thing, Keith. Sure thing.
Hi there.
So you want me to rearrange your garage or something? What's gonna happen now? Every day's a party with Forrest Kaysen.
Hi there.
Well, looks like they're just sitting around talking, and looks like the kids are... What are they trying to do? Look like they're trying to train Willie to do tricks. Let's have a look around the Ingram household and see if there's anything here of interest. This family looks like they like their Cheerios. And inside this large refrigerator is one single piece of cherry pie. Yeah, we'll toolbox it. And now there's nothing. First aid kit in a washing machine for some reason. But all we have here are doors that York will not go into. Doesn't really seem like there's anything else of note in here. Let's leave them to themselves, so let's get on with exploring around, because I don't think there's really anything else of note to get from here. Well, I mean, we can see that Kaysen's very popular, with the Ingrams at least. Locked door in the garage. York didn't say he didn't want to go in there, he just couldn't, and was locked. Bar, we don't need that, it's weak. And Keith's drum set, I would assume. Okay, so... As I said, when it's not raining, I don't think you ever actually get to visit the Ingram house. Trading card. Oh, explosive barrels. Let's not get too close to those. Hopefully the Ingrams don't mind us setting off explosives right next to their house. Don't know why Olivia's card is next to the Ingram house. And what this place right here is right, the electrical substation. It's a pretty large structure on the map, but for some reason there's nothing really here. I mean, we can walk around inside of it, blow up some barrels, and there's some Agent Honor in there. So if you want to take a couple minutes just to wander around and pick up some money, you can certainly do that. Aside from that, nothing in there. Alright, so let's continue on. Our tour of rainy Greenvale. See if there's anyone else at home, perhaps. So like I said, Kaysen does certainly seem to be popular among the Ingrams. He seems like a very outgoing kind of guy. Of course, you still do have to consider that we saw his initials in the coffee, and have to consider what that might mean. Now, there are several farms dotted around the map. This is one of them. I think it's called White Spruce. There's only one reason to really come here. And that's right here.
Zach, is there something here that you want to check?
Yeah, the glowing thing in the well.
Closes at 1700. But there's no real reason to hurry.
That's right.
We need to pace ourselves for an investigation like this.
Not hurrying is what we do best. Now, there's a trading card in the well here. We can get it because it's raining and the water level has risen. If we come here when it's not raining, it's too low, we can't reach it. You have to come here when it rains, so we can get the cigarettes card. Yeah, cigarettes have a trading card. They're important for the investigation. And behind the farmhouse is a little bit of Agent Honor. That's all there really is to do here, even though it's a large area, and it looks like there's a horse in there. I don't really think there's any way into the farm, though. Dog here for some reason. Don't know why he's here. So this is a pretty large area with nothing in it. And when I look at the map of Greenvale, I kind of get the impression that the developers had made the town and then they decided what was going to go into it, what people and events. Because there's a lot of empty spaces, large empty spaces like the one we just saw. It doesn't really seem like there's a reason why that should be there, yet it is. Now, we're pretty close to the gas station, so I think I'm just going to fill up right now. Even though we don't really need to, but we might as well see what Jack has to say. Oh, not Jack, but that's okay. We'll get our car washed in the rain. I haven't really been keeping track of how many times we've done this. Is this the 5th time, maybe? Good job. Well, pretty soon... Maybe I shouldn't say pretty soon, but not too far from now, car washes will become obsolete. Okay, let's get Jack out here and see if we can bribe him again. No, not you. Get your husband out here. Again, no. I know he's here. Okay. The bribe option has appeared again. This time, it costs $400.
Benjamin, today's a big day. I'm one lucky fella now, ain't I? Thanks to this monkey in a suit, I got 10 of you now. Makes working for an honest dollar look pretty bad now, don't it? With this green, I'm gonna get me a new muffler. I better get over to the general's and look for one. Reminds me, man, that general. He was going on about some high-fly car that just came in. Said it was the car that FB idiot drove into town with. Must be a sweet sounding ride, though. I bet with a little tuning it would run pretty smooth. Ah, what do I care? It ain't my thing.
Zach, I think I understood what he was talking about. My car is at the General's junkyard. Let's get over there and see if we can get it repaired. I don't care what it's going to cost. That car has sentimental value.
Side quest complete, and that is the last time we can bribe Jack. He has no more information for us. But at least the last time, he actually did have some good information now, because those power lines go right through the gas station sign. I never noticed that. So Jack at least had some good information for us, because he told us that York's wrecked car is at the General's junkyard. We haven't been able to go to the General's junkyard yet because he hasn't been around. But ever since we had the town meeting, he will be around now. Except we can't actually visit the scrapyard now because it's closed, because it's raining, because everyone closes when it rains in Greenvale. So we can't do that yet. What can we do? Well, one idea is that we haven't actually explored Jim Green's Forest Park yet. We went there to talk to him and the twins and to investigate the crime scene, the Tree of Anna, but we haven't as of yet really had the chance to walk around the Forest Park, so maybe that is a thing to do. So I think we'll head over there right now and see what we can do there. However, it is a long drive to the Forest Park. A really long drive. It's one of the longest in the game because it's way out in the corner of Greenvale. So it seems to me that this would be a good opportunity to take another look at one of the movies that York has been talking about. So let's have a look at Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Well, I hope you enjoyed Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. And we're here at Jim Green's Forest Park. Let's get out and have a look at Jim Green's cabin. Looks like he's home because it's open. Ah, here he is. Oh, well, alright. Jim Green does seem a little bit standoffish. What is that he's reading? Liar's House. That was the book that Fiona was reading. Oh, well, if he's just going to sit there and read, we'll just go through his house, look through his stuff. Perhaps the twins are pretty good at drawing then, at least in York's eyes. Yeah, I mean, don't really live anything like that, honestly. And it looks like Jim Green keeps his bullets pretty organized. Oh, here's a door we can actually open. And then it goes to Jim Green's bedroom. For some reason, York does not feel that he can't enter this room. He feels like he needs a warrant to go into any other bedroom, but not this one. We can even sleep in Jim Green's bed. That'll teach him for not talking to us. But no, we're not gonna sleep in his bed. That might be a bit over the line. Not much else in Jim Green's cabin, and he doesn't really want to talk to us. That's fine. We'll take a look around his forest park and see what's here. In the back of his cabin, looks like there's a pathway. Let's just take this pathway and see what we find. Apparently, there's a side quest right in front of us. Pretty nice backyard, though, I must say. And it looks like we come out in a fishing spot. Alright, let's do a little fishing. This fishing spot is a little bit different from what we've seen before. It'll become apparent once something bites. Now you see there is a large blue fish on there. That's what we're going for, and I think I did that too early? Yes, that was too early. But you see the large blue icon that has a fish on it. That's what we're going for. Yes, we're actually fishing for fish this time. I mean, there is also a glowing package icon, glowing gift, which represents the trading card. But that is not what we want this time. No, I thought I had it that time. Okay. When you hit the button, you'll get either what is 3 icons ahead or 4 icons ahead. Sometimes it stops at 3, sometimes it stops at 4. Don't know if it stops on one more than the other. Yes, there we go.
Zach, did you see that? Now that fish was huge. You only see something like that in the countryside. I bet I'll need a better rod to reel that monster in. We need to find someone who knows more about fishing here.
Well, only one person that I can think of. Right, borrow a fishing rod, a legendary fishing rod from Jim. Alright, I mean, we were just up at Jim's house. I guess let's go back up the path and ask him about this big fish in the river. See if he knows anything about it. He didn't want to be interrupted while he was reading, but he seems like the kind of guy who likes to go fishing and would probably appreciate a story about a very large fish that broke our line in the river that's right behind his house.
Can I ask you something?
I have nothing to say if it's about murders, victims, and killers.
No, it's about something else. About fishing.
Fishing?
I saw a behemoth-sized fish in the river. A real whopper.
Did you catch it?
Oh, no. It was far too strong for my line. It ripped the lure right off.
Yeah, just as I thought. No human would be able to catch her, at least not that easily.
You know the fish I'm talking about?
Her name is Tabitha. She's been protecting the peace of the river for many years now.
Tabitha.
She's a special one. Probably some kind of king salmon. A variant or a mix of something. She's been seen in these parts for over a decade now. A normal king salmon would only live about 7 years, of course. And there's no real explanation for it. I think there's a special reason for her existence. You know, like nature trying to warn us about something.
You said that she's kind of like the keeper of the river.
Catching the keeper is every fisherman's dream. You gonna try and catch her?
If I get the chance.
Just hold on a minute, then. I'll lend you this. It's the rod I used when I was younger. Real sturdy piece of work.
Are you sure?
Yeah, if you fight Tabitha with a weak rod, you might end up just getting hurt. If you do manage to haul her out, though, I want to see her, you know. Could you bring her to me?
Of course.
Alright, so Jim's saying that his rod is much sturdier than ours. So let's give it a try. So far we've only had the one rod, the one fishing rod, that we've been using so far. But now we have the Rod of Legends. And according to Jim, it's strong enough to catch Tabitha, even though he himself has never done it. But I guess we'll find out in about a minute. Head on back down, and as it's said in the side quest, we can only do this when it's raining. If it's not raining, Tabitha will not appear. Okay, try out the Rod of Legends. Many fishermen dream of fishing with this rod. Now, what does the Rod of Legends do? Well, that'll become apparent once we get a bite. Okay. What? Oh. That is disappointing. I really thought I had that there. Something I'm a bit puzzled about, though, is that the black squares on the sides of the meter are still there, because I thought that the Rod of Legends removed those. At least that was the case last time I played this. Unless I'm remembering that wrong, but I don't think I am. I seem to... too late. It's a good thing I bought a lot of bait. Okay, try it again. Maybe? Yes.
Look at all these scars. You've been protecting this river for a long time, haven't you?
I knew this day would come. What do you plan to do with her? I think she'd be lovely smoked.
Yep. Smoking your own catch sounds like the makings of a very tasty appetizer. But even the pair of us could never eat this much smoked salmon, right?
You might regret that later. You're not going to see a fish that big again anytime soon.
Oh, I have no regrets. I capture criminals, not fish.
I bet she was glad, you know. Glad that you're the one who caught her. Just keep the rod. Think of it as your trophy for catching Tabitha.
And side quest complete, and the Rod of Legends is now ours to keep. While we're here, might as well fish out that trading card we saw. It does seem a very Yorkish thing to do, to throw away the biggest fish he's ever seen. Alright. What? That was more like 2 icons. That couldn't have been 3. Now I'm a bit confused about what the Rod of Legends does, because I thought it removed the black squares. I thought I remembered that. Alright, try this again. And there we go. Caught a Jim Green. So, the Isaac, Isaiah, and now Jim's trading cards. Someone threw them all in the river. Alright. So, even though there are multiple fishing spots here, they all do the same thing. Yeah. Probably shouldn't get in that river. They all do the same thing. They all do the same side quest. So there's no difference between them. Looks like someone had a bit of a party here. Kind of a strange thing if you... Hold on. If you observe this remnants of this campfire. Yeah, you get infinite exclamation points. Gotta press start to get rid of that. It's a little bit of a glitch, I guess, in or a problem with whatever text that was supposed to be there for that observation. Now, we find a wood path leading up and away from this. Yeah, so let's go up and see what's up here. This is all still within the forest park. So I guess Jim must have built this wood path going up this steep hill. So I guess we got Jim to warm up to us a little bit. Still probably doesn't want to talk to us about the case, about murders and killers, as he said. Which is a shame, because he may not like the subject matter, but it could help. And it's also kind of strange, because he was reading that Liar's House book, which was a murder mystery, wasn't it? Now what we find up here is the lookout of Greenvale. Some binoculars here that we can use to look out at different locations. This one lets us look at the Sheriff's Department, the A&G, and the Galaxy of Terror. See, what do we want to look at? This one... Oh, Muse's Gallery. That's where George and Emily are waiting for us. Let's, have a look. Yeah, there they are! They're just standing there in the rain, waiting for us to come around. Very dedicated to their job. Well, at least we're having fun. And this one looks at the Great Deer Yard Hotel, Greenvale General Hospital, White Spruce Farm. I don't really know what the purpose is of these lookouts. I mean, as far as I can tell, there's nothing secret or special you get from looking at these places at the right time. You can't move the viewpoint of the binoculars, so I don't really know what the purpose is. And I don't know why Michael's card was posted up here. Doesn't seem to have anything to do with him. Hold on a moment. And just something to point out, this is not a great place to come at night. Because this is a location where it seems that dogs definitely spawn from. So unless you really want to fight some dogs, you probably don't want to be here after midnight. Now there's another path going down. We could take that, or since our own car is so far away... Oops, what am I doing? We could send for another. And that's why you should always keep flares handy. If you're going to be wandering around, can help to get you back on track if you've wandered far from your car. Now, where... Okay, yes. Minimap would be a good thing to look at, so we can see how we can actually drive out of this place. Alright. So, Forest Park had a side quest for Legendary Tabitha and had a trading card. And we got Jim Green to talk to us a little bit, so I guess it was worthwhile to come here. But maybe there's something else we can find on our way out of it. Or maybe York has something to say here.
To recap, the movie was the fourth sequel in the series that started in 1978. Quest for Peace. Lex Luthor was back. He was played by Gene Hackman. That alone made it a must for all us fans. I don't remember much more about it, though. Not sure there was more trivia about it. Still forget 4. Richard Donner directed 1 and 2. Now those two. Promise not to tell him. Your job with the theme song for Superman. But whenever I try to hum it, which Richard Donner film do you like the best? No need to hurry. Take some time.
Which Richard Donner film do I like the best? I mean, I guess the one I've seen more than anything else was Superman 2. But York really didn't remember anything about 4? He didn't remember Nuclear Man? Who could forget that? He didn't remember Superman's eye beams that could rebuild walls? Memorable stuff. Yeah, even as a kid, I didn't think Superman 4 was very good. So you may have noticed we're not on the road anymore. Didn't point that out. But we found another back roads area leading out of the Forest Park and a lot of Agent Honor. Now previously we've been finding bones in these backwoods areas. And according to our mini-map, there is a bone here. And that is one powerful bird to lift it up into its nest. Yep, that bird grabbed an entire pelvis.
A human bone? This doesn't look related to the case, but shouldn't I let someone know?
You haven't let anyone know yet, York. Just carrying around the skeleton with you. I mean, we could have told George and Emily about it. Did have that chance. Maybe York wants to assemble the whole thing before he shows it to them. That does seem like a rather York thing to do. Now, whoop. Let's just get out of this backwoods area here. Alright, looks like York really wants to talk to us.
I want to see every Richard Donner movie on the day they premiered. Every single one. Goonies. Lost Boys. The Lethal Weapon series. But my favorite has to be Lady Hawk. That was back in 1985. Same year as Goonies. Both Rutger Hauer and Michelle Pfeiffer really shine in that one. But more than anything, it's the story setting that was really good. A love story about a cursed knight that changes into a wolf at night, and a cursed maiden that changes into a hawk during the day. Very romantic. Don't you think so, Zach? They can only be together at dusk, right between day and night. Together as humans for only a brief moment. Perfect setting for a fantasy movie. I just had a thought, Zach. I really like those movies that have women changing into animals. Can you tell which movie I just remembered?
That's right, Zach. With Nastasia Kinski in the lead role.
Now, that was a fantastic movie. But I gotta concentrate on driving. We'll finish this later.
Well, we don't really have to finish the discussion on which movies about women turning into animals you like. I don't think I've ever actually seen Lady Hawk. I've heard of it, but I don't know why I would have heard of it if I haven't seen it. Okay, actually, this is a fortunate place to drive out because we're by the scrapyard again. And it's not raining anymore. So guess what that means? It means the scrapyard is open for business. Let's have a chat with the general. Now, unfortunately, we can't get our car right away, even though York knows that it's here. General has a few things for us to do before we can discuss that. So there's a couple things we can do here. We can buy a car, and we can also improve our cars. Let's talk about that.
Now then, young fella, how do you feel about your current vehicle?
My vehicle? It's a piece of crap, but I'm not here to talk about that.
Then how about a little treasure hunt? Listen up, young man. My junkyard is actually a mountain of treasure. All kinds of treasure lies in those mountains of junk. The problem is, there's so many, I've lost track of where everything is. You've caught on already. I can see it in your eyes. I need you to head out in the yard and find certain things for me. If you help me out, I'll customize your car a little.
What are you talking about?
Didn't I tell you to shut up and listen to your superiors? Now, will you do it or not?
I don't see any reason to refuse.
Well said. First, I'll need some low gear parts. With that, I'll be able to boost the engine of your car. You'll find one around E5. Go! Don't just stand there, get going!
Alright, new side quest. We have to find some low gear parts in the junkyard. Fortunately, the general told us where it is. Said it's an E5. There's numbers and letters, so we can use these to figure out where E5 is. So let's see, E is over on that side and 5 over there. So it's going to be on the other side of this lot. But first, do we see a trading card over dumpster? Trading card over here? Yes, we do. Well, the trading card of York's car is not why he came here. He would have preferred the real thing, but it's a start. Now, as I said, we can find where the low gear parts by finding section E5, so it's going to be over here somewhere. And by the way, check out the detail on these cars. Pretty nice. Let's see. Yeah, okay, around this fence. And for some reason, the general has wooden fences up blocking our way. No wonder he can't actually find anything in this place. This is not towards E5, but we do see another trading card here. So his name's Lysander. I don't think anyone said that yet. Alright, E5. So we can see E is directly in front of us, and 5. So 5 is here. E is over there, so we're going to have to get through this row of cars. Okay, here's E, and oh, there we go. Alright, these are the parts that the general wanted, so now that we've got them, let's head back over and have him install them. Now, you can drive multiple cars in the game. We've driven 2 types already, and I did say that we can buy more. However, when the general installs new parts, it works for all of the cars that we drive from that point on. So don't worry about which car we're driving at the time that we install them. It'll work for all of them and any cars that we drive in the future. Now let's hand it over. Okay, let's see. Spiritual map A, weapon bag, focus picture. I don't think General knows what the flower is called. Bone, human bone, human bone, human bone, and parts.
This is it. This will save your life someday, son.
You sure know how to exaggerate.
You imbecile. Engine boost is vital for bringing back soldiers alive from war.
Engine boost.
Of course. Engine boost is the basis of everything. Let me tell you a war story, son. I was leading my unit at the very front line. Things were bad, and sanitary conditions were worse. Endless guerrilla attacks were stripping us of our manpower. Everyone was tired to their limits. There was one sergeant who really rubbed me the wrong way. The boys like to call him Crybaby Timothy. He really gave me headaches, I can tell you.
How?
Just by breathing. His posture was bad. He was weak, slow, easily distracted. I have no idea who thought he was capable of combat in a war zone. He endangered the lives of every member of the unit. Stomach pains. The worst stomach ache ever. Every one of us. It was his cooking. He was using food that was contaminated. I flew into the dugout toilet like an Apache chopper returning to base. I have to tell you, it was a close call. My engine was boosting. And that's what got me there safely, right in the nick of time.
What happened to the unit?
You really want to know? It was a terrible sight. Powerful, athletic men reduced to walking dead, blinking like crazy, shaking with pain. Their confidence and self-esteem were all crushed. They almost didn't recover.
An interesting story.
So you see the need for engine boost now, do you? I'll keep my side of the promise and get to work on your vehicle.
That badge on him is for a sergeant. Looks like it was sewn on something else before it was sewn onto his shirt. I wonder what that's all about.
I put in longer pistons and optimized your lower gears. That should add boost to your speed when you accelerate. But there's still plenty of stuff I can do to make your car go faster. Just come see me again and I'll customize your car a little more.
And we will be doing that. Now, we've talked about upgrading the car. Let's talk about buying cars. So what does he have to offer? Well, we can actually buy and drive all of the other characters' cars. He doesn't have all of them available to start with. But right now he has Carol's car, Lily's car, Nick's car, Quint's car, Richard's car, Flair, and kind of hoped he was selling lollipops because for some reason everyone sells lollipops, but he's not. Let's start with Lily's car, the Jog Cargo. Stats are not so good, except handling is easy. Why do I want to start with this? Well, the General doesn't seem to have much of an opinion of our choice. Well, you remember what Lily's car looked like, right? So say goodbye to the police car, because this is our new ride. And we'll be taking it out for a spin next time. And, hey, we still didn't get around to going to the art gallery. Maybe we'll get around to that too. See you then.